Okay, we are live. We're just gonna give it like 2 minutes for people to pop in because it just turned 9 o'clock. And if you're watching the replay, we'll probably start like in 2 minutes. So if you want to fast forward through, that is fine. And if you are hopping on, just a heads up, we cannot see people that are coming on. We don't know who's on. It says like one viewer, two viewers, or three viewers, or 700 viewers, but we don't know who you are. So you could totally be a fly on the wall and just check this out. So don't feel like you have to, introduce yourself or talk at all because we can't see or hear you on this, which I know some people like because they just like being a fly on the wall, which is good. And we're just going to go over a little bit about what we do as coaches and kind of share our story with you, just the three of us. And if you have to hop off at any time or you miss any part, no worries. Like I said, the recording is the same exact link. So you can always just pop back on and check out the recording. If you have any questions during the presentation, feel free to just message the person that invited you here. So Dana, Sarah, or myself, and we will just answer them during our kind of Q&A at the end. So I think we can probably get rocking. So I will let Sarah kick it off. She's going to share her story and then kind of go into a little bit about what we do as coaches. So go ahead, Sarah.
Awesome. Thank you. Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah Stork. I have been coaching for about 3 years now. A little bit about who I am and what I've been through. I've pretty much struggled with my weight and my confidence and my health my whole life, especially with kind of emotional eating and stress eating and all of that stuff. I really plummeted hard in college, like many of us do. I relied a lot on booze and cigarettes and food to try to deal with any negative stress that came my way. And by the time I got out of college, I was 250 pounds and pretty much miserable in every aspect of life. I was working a job that I hated. I really hated where I lived. I really wanted to end the relationship that I was in. Like, I just was pretty much a hot mess. And then I lost someone very close to me, my mom's best friend, at a pretty young age, from several really aggressive forms of cancer. And it was kind of a huge wake up call for me to be sitting in her hospital room, and seeing all of these people around her that were like hurting so bad, frankly, by something that she could have prevented with her lifestyle. And it kind of just like smacked me in the face. I saw that was probably going to be my future if I didn't get myself together. And I really had no idea what I was doing or how to do it or whatever. But luckily, that incident was enough for me to quit smoking. So it's been almost 4 years since that happened, which is awesome. But I knew there were lots of other areas in my life that I needed to focus on. And I saw a friend of mine from college, like doing this crazy workout and posting about it on Facebook. And I was like, whoa, she looks great. Like, that's not the same girl I went to college with. So I reached out to her and asked her what she was doing. Um, and, it kind of evolved from there. I was a little bit skeptical at first, but once I jumped in, I was totally all in. And I started with P90X3, which I will always refer to as my first love. And I go back to Tony Horton. He has the best dad jokes. If you've ever done any of his programs, you probably know. But I lost like 27 pounds doing that program, between the workouts and the nutrition and the accountability groups. I was just on fire. I was feeling so good about myself. I was really growing. So after about 6 months, I finally was like, okay, I'll sign up for this discount, whatever. Like, why it took me so long to do that, I'm not really sure, because who doesn't like saving money? um, but it really wasn't long after I signed up as a discount coach, that I realized I was already having an impact on other people just by like sharing my story and by showing my progress kind of naturally. So I kind of dove in right in after that and had some really awesome success. And I'll be honest, I had to back off for a little bit. Grad school and work and life kind of got the better of me. but I really realized that backing off was like the exact opposite of what I needed to do, because coaching was the glue that was holding me together, even when my life was getting really, really hard. So once I dove back in a couple of months ago, earlier this year, everything just kind of came right back together. It was really awesome. So it's done so, so much for me, and I can't imagine not ever doing it. So I'm sure this all sounds well and good, but like, what do we actually do as coaches? um, we do a lot of things. Mostly we focus on ourselves. We focus on sharing our journey, on working to be our best selves, physically and mentally, emotionally, all of that. And we share our stories with other people. And we try to show them that they can reach their goals too, and that they can feel empowered and strong and make progress. We help hold them accountable too, like we're their friends and we want to support them, but we also want to make sure that they're doing what they said they were going to do, and things like that. We host virtual challenge groups, fit groups, focus groups, boot camps, whatever you want to call them, either on Facebook or through this really cool app that we have, where we kind of get a whole really awesome community of people together to also support one another. So you not only have that one-on-one from the coach, but you have the support of other people who are kind of starting with you too. And we definitely enjoy 25% off of the products that we use every month, like our Shakeology, and all kinds of other good stuff. The Beach Bars, which I'm 150% obsessed with personally. And then we're also a product of the product, which basically just means that we're using the Beachbody products and programs and showing others how awesome they are. So, sorry, go ahead. Was somebody else going to say something? No? Okay, cool. We get a lot of questions about coaching sometimes, so I just kind of want to hit some of those real quick. In case you don't know, rough rundown, we work out at home, which is a killer for me because I don't have time to go anywhere else and work out at a gym and wait in line and all that. However, lots of people prefer to work out at the gym and feel like maybe they wouldn't have the motivation to work out at home or whatever. That's totally fine. We have this really awesome streaming service. It's like the Netflix for workouts, basically, that you can take with you anywhere. You can take it to the gym. You can take it outside. You can take it on vacation or on work trips or whatever. A lot of people ask about coaching, like they don't have huge networks of people. Can they still be coaches? You absolutely can. You can start with who you've got for starters, but you can always grow your network too. You know, there's a lot of people out there who are waiting for someone like you to find them and to help them see the way to the them that they want to be. So, you definitely don't have to already have a ton of people that you know that are like lined up ready to go. What if I don't have a Beachbody? This is one of my favorite questions because I think that we all have beach bodies. I don't think that there is such a thing as a beach body. So I think that's part of what's so awesome about Team Beachbody is that it's really real, and it's really, you know, real men and women who are really just trying to better themselves, and they are at every age, every stage, every shape and size. So there, you definitely don't have to like already be fit in order to make this work for you. What is this all access, and can you get it as a new coach? You absolutely can. Like I mentioned earlier, we have this streaming service, and it's called BOD, or Beachbody On Demand. You can access it from a computer, a phone, a tablet, like an Apple TV, a Roku, all of these different devices. So it's really awesome, and it houses all of our programs, as well as all of the nutrition and materials, like the calendars that tell you what workouts to do and when, suggested nutrition plans, and things like that. And then the last question on this page is, can I concentrate on nutrition and not do the workouts? Do you have a plan for that? I am so happy to answer that yes, we do. I mentioned earlier that I have always really struggled with emotional eating, stress eating, overeating, binge eating, all of those not fun words. And we just recently came out with a program that is specifically designed to be a nutrition and a mindset program. So workouts are actually extra credit, like exercise is extra credit. And it's a really spectacular program to fit into anyone's life at any, any level of time commitment, any level of family and kids and picky eaters. Like, it's really meant to help you figure out how to do parties and how to do barbecues and how to do work lunches and be able to still lose weight really happily, and without traditional dieting or like measuring or weighing or things like that. So that's a really spectacular program that we have too. And so the last thing I am going to talk about today is the transformation and challenge groups, which I also mentioned. I called it an accountability group. It goes by many different names, but this for me is what has held me together. And when I drop away from them, I find myself really falling off track. So a lot of people talk about like not having motivation. That's where the motivation comes from. It comes from seeing other people who are like getting up at the crack of dawn, who are working on food prep with, babies in their arms, who are getting workouts in their office with the door closed on their lunch break because it's that important to them. So, that's where people really are sharing their struggles, their successes, their favorite cleaned up recipes. The energy is so amazing. And we as coaches are running these groups, kind of helping to give extra tips and tricks and guidance and support to our people as a whole group, in addition to that one-on-one support that we provide. And you can see here just some of our kind of transformation pictures. And I think Dana and Jillian would probably both agree that the groups are one of the biggest, most amazing parts, like this huge community. I have friends all over the country now that I can call on anytime I need them. They know me, they push me, they support me, they hold me accountable, all of these really amazing things. And so that's kind of where you check in daily and get to know the other folks who are working on themselves too. And I think I'm handing it over to Jillian now.
Dana.
Or to Dana. Sorry. Handing it over to Dana.
So my name is Dana Vadnais. I've been a coach for 3.5 years now. I basically started coaching after I fell in love with the Beachbody products. I am a mom of 2, and I, like probably many of you out there who have had children, gained a little bit of weight with my pregnancies and needed something to help me lose the weight. So I fell in love with Beachbody after my coach introduced me to it. And just kind of naturally, as part of the journey, I wanted to save money, much like Sarah said. And, my coach introduced this idea of being a discount coach. So I fell in love with that because, like Sarah said, who doesn't want to save money? But then really being able to share my story and motivate and inspire other people, I just fell in love with all of the, pillars that Beachbody stands for. It's not just about getting fit. It's not a get fit quick sort of thing. It's about really creating a healthy lifestyle. And that's what I was looking for. Like I was saying, I'm a mom of 2. I do work full time. I've been married for 12 years. So I really needed something for me and my whole family. And that really falls into my why. Like, when you talk about being a Beachbody coach, it is so important to know what is your why. Your why really grounds you in this business. Some people have really big whys. Maybe you have kids and you want to stay home with them. You want to quit your job, raise your children from home, but you really need that second source of income. Or maybe it's, your primary source of income. Maybe that's your why. Maybe it's so that you can have a plan B. If something were to happen to you or your job or your spouse's job, do you have a plan B for how you're going to keep, getting through. For me, it was really about having this lifestyle and having accountability. Being a Beachbody coach for me gives me so much accountability to my own goals while I'm helping other people. And then once I started realizing all the income potential that could be there, I started being able to pay for extra things for my family, paying for my son's karate, paying for my daughter's dance lessons. We did a backyard renovation this year, and I was able to pay for that with my Beachbody money. So, as I've grown in this business, I've really seen how this business can grow when you put the effort into it and really try to build it for yourself. And for me, I do all that as just a part-time coach. So really your why can be as big or small as you want it to be. And the great thing about being a Beachbody coach is I think a lot of people come into it thinking that they're going to be on their own, and they're already thinking to themselves, like, how am I going to do this? I don't know anything about it. But the truth is you're not on your own. You become a part of a team, and that's why they call it Team Beachbody. You are never on your own. You have your coach, and you have all the people who are on this great team creating this community for you, not just in the challenge groups, but in our own personal coach pages where we can really lean on each other and share trainings with each other and get this kind of one-on-one support that we all need. I mean, to be honest, most of us don't go to school for anything like this. Personally, I studied engineering. I didn't know anything about being an online health and fitness coach, but having this team behind me and supporting me every step of the way has really let me build this great business that I've been building over the past 3 years. And honestly, it gives you such a sense of community and friendship. I've met people I would have never met outside of this, and they've become some of my closest friends. So really being a part of this team is one of the biggest benefits in my mind of being a Beachbody coach. When we talk about being a Beachbody coach, there's actually different types of coaches. You heard me say, I'm a part-time coach. I work full-time. I love my full-time job. But I fell in love with these products, and I fell in love with being able to help people use these products. So for me, I kind of fit in this middle bucket here, this part-time coach bucket, where I'm working, 1 hour to 2 hours a day. And the team gives a ton of training actually on how to be a really successful part-time coach. A lot of people believe you need a ton of time to build a successful business with this, and you really don't. We offer a lot of training on how to make it successful with part-time hours. And it's nice because, like I said before, I am earning extra income to pay for additional things around the house. But if all you wanted was to be a discount coach, Beachbody offers this really great benefit where you can sign up to be a coach just for the 25% discount. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to sell anything. You don't have to tell anybody anything about Beachbody. You drink your Shakeology. Maybe you have your beach bars. Maybe you have your performance line. Whatever it is that you fell in love with, you can get your 25% discount and be a discount coach. And it's really no questions asked from Beachbody. You're never forced to do something you don't want to do. But if you want to go full time and just totally change your life, you can do that too. Go out and build a team. You're working this as a full-time business, and you would really see, the effort that you put in grow that business by leaps and bounds. So of course, okay, at this point, I'm sure so many people are thinking, okay, this is a pyramid scheme. I know it's a pyramid scheme. Okay, it's not a pyramid scheme. First off, pyramid schemes are not legal. So this is not a pyramid scheme. And second, it's not that the person at the top is making the most money. You can have people who are underneath you who are actually making more, and it's a reciprocal relationship here. When I have people on my team, the coaches that I'm placing sort of under me on my team, as my team builds, I'm actually placing coaches under them as well, and they're benefiting from me growing my team. So this, in that sense, it is not a pyramid scheme at all. We all kind of help each other, and the success of me and my team, it helps build the success of the coaches underneath me as well. So definitely, if you're thinking that it is not a pyramid scheme, so many people come back to this and say, I thought it was, and then once they're there, they realize it is definitely not. So I'm going to pass this on to Jillian.
Hi guys. So my name is Jillian Kaplan, and I I will tell you a little bit about me. And I loved what Dana said about, the whole team thing. And I loved her part about that. I think it's so important. I totally agree. It's like the one of the best benefits to this. And really, like, being on a growing team like ours is where you want to be. Cause, as my team grows and as Dana's Creams grows and as Sarah's team grows, your team is going to grow too. And you're actually going to financially benefit from that, which is super cool. So I started as a coach over 4 years ago now, almost 4.5. It'll be 4.5 at the end of the year. And I started as a customer first. And then someone mentioned in one of my challenge groups, like Sarah talked about, that you get 25% off for being a coach. And I was like, yes, please sign me up. So I signed up for the discount, and very, very quickly, I realized that this could actually be a legitimate business. And I had a full-time job that I loved. And I went through this whole thing because I saw a lot of people quitting their jobs, and I was like, I don't really want that. Like, where do I fit in this? Can I build a big business, while working full time? And I'm actually going to share my income with you on the next slide, so you guys can understand sort of what is possible. And I decided to just go for it. Like, no one told me I couldn't. So I just did. And I was a binge eater. I was, yo-yo dieted my whole life. I had been thin, but, I kind of went back and forth and never really found anything long-term. I did P90X in my mid-20s, well before I knew about coaching. And what's really different about Beachbody coaching from a lot of other companies is that Beachbody didn't start as a network marketing company. They started with those P90X infomercials back in, I don't know, the 90s, probably. You guys remember that? 3 easy payments of $39.95. Knock off one payment if you order in the next 20 minutes. You guys know what I'm talking about. And then they had all these message boards. And what they realized was people were buying these programs and they weren't completing them because they had no support. But these people that were talking on the message boards, there was no coaching yet. They were completing the programs and getting results. And that is literally how Team Beachbody came to be. They were like, wow, people that have support are actually using the programs and not just buying them and letting them collect dust or sell them on eBay, which is where I got my first P90X on eBay. So that is a really interesting thing about Beachbody, is that we didn't start as a network marketing company. And I will tell you, if you're a good salesperson, this is not the company for you. If you just want to sell things and walk away like, bags or candles or wine or whatever, do not come to this opportunity. If you really want to help people and you really want to change lives, this is the opportunity for you. Because I will tell you, your work starts after the sale. It starts after that person purchases something and you want to help them. And that is what I truly believe. And that was totally a sidetrack. I'm going to finish my story about me. So I did this for about 2 years. I had a really successful business, working full time, doing this very part time. I work about 10 hours a week on this business. And then about 2 years ago, I had a nearly life-ending accident. I was hit by a car crossing a crosswalk. I had an emergency brain surgery to save my life. And I had 2 pelvis surgeries to kind of stabilize my pelvis. And I remember being in the hospital and asking if I would walk again. And the doctor said, well, we hope so. And I was like, oh, that is not the answer I wanted. And I distinctly remember I got hit on my right side. I had to physically pick my right leg up if I wanted to move it. Like, it didn't move on its own. And I spent months in a wheelchair and about a month in a rehab hospital. And I will tell you that, and the doctors will tell you too, that I only survived because I was healthy and fit. Like, your body can't sustain that much trauma if you're not healthy, period. Like, it's just a lot of trauma to go through. And I walked again, not only because I was physically fit, but what Dana talked about too, like being mentally fit and like, kind of the team and everyone rooting for you really, really helped me get better. And sharing my story was extremely therapeutic for me. And so while I started this business because I wanted a discount, I wanted to fit in my skinny jeans, the reason that I built my passion so much is because I know being healthy saved my life and I want to pay it forward. So we all have a very different story. I'm also a mom. I also work full time. And this is just a piece of sort of my journey. So I'm going to go into the money part because I know people are interested in that. So how do we earn? Your income is a direct reflection of how many people you help. And I kind of touched on that. If you want to just sell things and walk away from people, do not come to this opportunity. If you truly want to get in the best shape of your life and you want to help other people do the same thing, this is where you want to be. We are not salespeople. We are people that truly want to help others. We get a minimum 25% commission. It's between 25 and 40% depending on the products you sell, and a 25% discount on everything. We have no minimums to buy or sell. So some companies require you to buy a certain amount or sell a certain amount before you get paid. Beachbody doesn't have that. You don't have to buy or sell a certain amount to get paid. You don't actually have to ever sell anything. Like we talked about, you can just come on for the discount. If you want to build a team, you can also start to get team bonuses. We have no stock, no quotas, nothing like that. And we can certainly talk more about the compensation plan if you want to get into it as well. Okay, so these are my monthly earnings. This is kind of like a 24-month progression. Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success or income from the Team Beachbody Coach opportunity. Each coach's income depends on his or her own efforts, diligence, and skill. And you can look at the statement of earnings if you want more information about how people are doing. So month 1, I think my mom bought something for me. She probably felt bad for me. And by month 6, I had really started to build a business. I mean, $1,000 a month is pretty legitimate, right? And then by month 24, I'm making like close to $1,500 a week or over $1,500 a week in 2 years while working full time. This was like right before my accident was month 24. Like that is just mind blowing to me. And we will teach you how to do the same thing. We can't do the work for you, but we can certainly teach you how we did the work and how you can do it too. It's all about duplication. So I always get nervous to share this, but I think it's really important to realize that there is actually an income opportunity here because I did not realize that at all when I started. Okay, so how do you sign up and where do you start? So you can start with 2 different ways. You can pay $40 and sign up to be a coach. If you are military, active duty military, an active duty military spouse, or a military veteran, that $39.95 is waived and you have no monthly fees. So we have, after your initial month, we have a $15 a month website service fee. And basically that covers pretty much everything under the sun. So it covers your media and promotion brand awareness. I don't know why this is covered. Sorry, guys. Personal websites. You get 3 websites, your coach online office, all your product warehousing. So that means like you don't have to hold anything. You don't have to buy it to resell it. Customer service, tech support, marketing, communications, all your success on demand. So training. And the other thing it covers is credit card service fees. So normally credit cards charge people like 3% or 3.5% to process the credit card. You don't have to pay that. Beachbody pays that for you. So think about that. Like you're just getting paid the commission and they have to deal with the credit card processing fees. Like that is massive. That like if you are selling, like any amount of money, I don't know what the exact amount would be, somewhere around like $500 a month. If you're selling $500 a month in stuff, probably, I should probably do the math on this. You're probably alone just going to be covering your credit card service fee. So that is like seriously amazing. So that's what that covers. And you can actually get that, and I'll go back up here. You can actually get that $39 fee waived completely. Yeah, $500 a month. I just did the math. That $40 a month fee completely waived if you want to buy a challenge pack. So a challenge pack is basically, it's one of our consumables. So our performance line or our daily sunshine or Shakeology, plus a workout program. So you can get the DVDs or you can get the all access that Sarah talked about, which is all of our programs available on demand. So we have, you can get it on Roku or Fire Stick or Apple TV, or you can get it on like the computer or your tablet. And we also have apps for iPhone, Android. So you get access to all of our programs and new programs as they launch. So Transform 20 is coming out in April. You would get access to that on April 1st when it launches to the public. And you get access to all the programs that have launched this year. So Lift 4 and Mace Day Moss and 80 Day Obsession. Plus we have BOD exclusives. So things like Sean Week and a week of hard labor. And we have a whole yoga studio on demand, as well as a pre and postnatal studio. So that pack, if you break it all out and separate it piece by piece, it's about $270. If you buy it as a pack, it's on sale for $160. It's normally on sale for $160 as a pack. It waives that $40 coach fee, so literally $160 out the door. This month, all of our most popular packs, like literally every single one, is $20 off. So it's actually $140. It has never been that low. You can also get the nutrition only plan that Sarah talked about. You can get the nutrition only plan and add in the on demand. You can get DVDs. You can switch your Shakeology for the performance line, or Daily Sunshine, which is our fruit and veggie smoothie. There's a lot of different options. So to get that $40 coach fee waived at sign up. So that is how you get rolling. And the first 3 people that join us this week are going to get a free week of meal delivery delivered to their door to make things just a little bit easier for meal prep as well. Dana and Sarah, do you guys have any questions that have come in for you?
No, not for me.
Nope, not for me either.
I have one, and someone just asked, what if they're not, I mean, similar to what Sarah talked about, but like, you know, what if they're not at their goal weight and they, you know, feel like they've been trying forever to get there and they just can't? Like, would you recommend that they coach, or would you recommend they stay a customer? Do you guys want to take that? You want me to take it?
I would actually love to take that, because I sometimes feel like that's me. But my personal response to that would be that that's exactly what helps me as a coach, is that I'm a real person. Like I have ups and downs, but through it all, I'm consistent and I'm still doing what I need to do. You know, I'm still coming back to this. So I think that that's part of what makes you like appeal to people, or what makes people go, oh man, she's like really real. She's not like some unattainable person or unattainable goal. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that's great. It's so true. And it's so funny. Like, I struggled so bad with motivation for so long, and coaching's the only thing that's kept me motivated. People are like, oh, I can't even motivate myself. How am I going to motivate others? I'm like, well, really, people are probably going to motivate you as much as you motivate them. Like, I want to show up every day because my challengers are depending on me. You know what I mean? So yeah. Dana, do you have anything else to add?
No, I think that sums it up really well.
Okay. All right. So we are going to pop off. Like we said, this will be available 24/7 after this, same link. Feel free to go back and look at any part of it that you missed. And just remember that $140 pack sale, the $20 off all the big packs, is expiring at the end of the month. So November 30th, 11:59 Eastern, that goes away. And the free meal deliveries for the first 3 people this month. So that could be tonight. That could be, you know, in 3 weeks. Who knows? It'll be the first 3 people that join us. So have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday, and we'll talk to you later.